Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hello. Welcome to the Detroit Cast with Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Michael, how are you, sir?
I am doing all right. I'm nursing a headache, but I'll be all right. Survive. I'll power through.
Can drill a hole in your head if you want to let the demon out.
God. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking there's probably a demon of some sort of spirit that's not nice in
I'm
there.
certain that's it.
Got a drill bit in there. I think it's diamond tipped. I think you get through there.
Decent weekend, though?
Yeah.
Of course it was. It started out on a fabulous note. Look, listen. We've got 2 listeners who vied for NFL status over the weekend.
Isn't it really OFL status at this point? Old favorite listener?
Yeah,
because they've been around for a long time. But
well, we had 2 listeners. One Ryan, Dr. Ryan, sent us a tough as balls complimentary computer just out of the blue on Friday. It arrives. It's beautiful. It's lovely. It's going to help power the studio.
Sure.
And then later in the day, Bob. Yeah. NFL Bob shows up.
Did he get wind of that computer? Is that what happened?
I don't know. If
he probably did.
I don't know if they talk amongst themselves or not. But
yeah, they might.
He comes in with a flurry of his own, picking us up in a limo, taking us down the Tiger game.
Oh, don't forget Wahlburgers. Dude, that place was good, man. I liked that food.
It was a delicious burger.
Oh, it was very good. Bathrooms could be improved. Lines were a little long. I'll be honest with you.
Well, you know what? It's this thing of now. I think a lot of new businesses, the whole guy-girl things that are just going, hey, we're just having single bathrooms, unisex, not even dealing with saying it's guy-girl, you know?
Maybe.
And so when you do that...
But the food was good.
I know, but it doesn't allow 5 guys in there. Because if it's guys, you just go in there and piss usually, and you're out of there in no time.
I think it's a space issue there, to be honest. There's
probably.
Yeah, you kind of walk back where it looks like an employee-only area, and then there's just the 2 single bathrooms.
Well, you got the, kitchen area and, storage stuff, and then, just a little hallway with 2 bathrooms.
I wonder if there's a bathroom down the lower level. I'm
going to lodge an objection overall to the Wahlburgers, though.
Yeah.
The constant running on loop of a propaganda video, can we call it that, with Donnie and Marky Mark himself.
Was Donnie in a lot of those videos?
I think so. I think they were both in it, just kind of with their other brother.
I agree.
Kind of looks like the Mongoloid version of them. You know what I mean, if we're being honest about it.
But that food was good. I don't want to rag on them too hard.
But Jay's right. Does it need to be a video on loop of them?
And it's on silent. It's silent above the bar.
I know.
So it's just
you would think the assortment of movie posters along the walls would suffice.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't need the silent film propaganda video, but whatever. They're doing their thing. Who are we?
I think I said to Mike, I do think opening your own restaurant. I have nothing wrong with him having this chain of restaurants, but it leads to a weird thing of that you have to have posters or pictures of yourself, and I think does he improve all? He's sitting there going, I look like an idiot in this. No, this isn't going in the store, and I don't know. It just becomes a thing that he has to approve pictures of him looking hot or him looking good.
They're pretty involved.
I know.
Does a poster get made without Marky Mark looking sweet? Really?
That's a good point.
You're saying
but he's still picking the best. He's still picking the best of him, of himself.
Yeah.
Well, it's his restaurant. What would you rather see up on the wall?
No, I'm just saying
Pictures
it's a funny thing about owning a restaurant when you're a celebrity.
Tots?
That's the thing about, in my opinion, when you're a celebrity, you have a restaurant. It's kind of funny.
Back to Bob and his evening, his effort to take back the NFL status.
Sure.
He stole our money at the end of the night. So I don't know if that plays a role in how we judge this overall, but he did take our money. Ryan didn't.
Well, actually,
that's true. Ryan did not take our money at the end of the night.
Did Bob spot you a bunch of money?
I should not admit this because I could just hammer him and jump on board with you guys, but he gave that money to me in the end.
What?
Oh, you fucking shit.
Ryan wins. Ryan is
our favorite listener
at this point.
You can ask him. I will tell you this, though. You can text him. You can text him and or email him. I see.
Okay.
He
Bob,
handed it to me.
you took money out of my pocket and gave it to Isis. No.
And my pocket.
No.
Let's bag up. Jay, would you like to explain how Ryan stole our money and gave it to E? Or Bob. Yeah.
Sorry, Ryan. Played the cup game. I don't think
Does everyone know what the cup game is?
I don't think we want to go into specific detail about exactly how to play the cup game. Essentially, though, every batter someone's putting in a buck in the cup, and then you can win in various
So if you get a
ways.
hit, you get to take a buck out. You get an out, you put a buck in.
So
and
the
it
end of the
passes.
game, we really didn't define like what happens to all the money at the end
Well,
of
there
the
was
game.
I just thought
There was quite a bit. There was a lot of money in the can.
Probably $12.
Yeah, like I said, there was a shitload of money in the fucking cup at the end of the night.
If I'm being honest, I probably lost about $8 that night.
I'm sorry, that's
I know,
terrible.
I
That's
know.
terrible. I mean, that's I don't.
tough.
That's pencils for a school year for one of your kids. I mean, that's a lot. That's tough. And so yeah, we were like, well, we're like 2 outs in the ninth. E's got the cup. Like, how does this go? Like, what happens now with all the rest of the money?
No, Bob.
And
had
we
the cup.
decided, Bob had the okay. We decided that no matter what, E wouldn't touch the money.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
You
not.
would never get the money.
If it was a push, it was a final out, and there was money left in the cup, you, me, and Bob would split the money. And then, that happened, and I wasn't going to raise a stink, but I never
figured,
saw a dime.
I figured since Bob got us a limo, dinner, and tickets to the game, he ought to keep the $12. So
Yeah.
I handed it to Bob.
I was being gentlemanly like that too, and I thought that until right now. And we find out on the sly, he snuck the money to E.
That's
You can ask him. I did not just say yes right away. I said no, dude. Don't worry about it. And he
always what he
handed it to
says.
me. You can
When
ask
listeners
him.
buy him beers and dinners
Ask him.
and everything.
I mean,
and
he
he's like, "No, no, I
wouldn't
don't want it."
lie.
So why don't you? Well, you didn't ask Jay and I, which is
No.
our money was in that pot too.
I did not.
So
I figured it was his money though. Like you said, it was his money, so he
changes
could
a
do
lot.
whatever he wanted.
Changes a lot.
a lot. Congratulations, Ryan. Dude, were those seats not incredible though?
They were tits, man. I think I've only been behind the plate like that once before, maybe like 6th, 7th row, something like that. And
Yeah.
those were what, third, and it changes everything. Being able to observe the game from that vantage point.
You really can call out the ump
Yeah.
for pitches, for
Yeah,
balls and
usually you're
strikes.
off to the side down the first baseline or something. You're like, was
Yeah.
that outside? I don't know.
You can't tell, but you really get the speed of the pitch coming into the pitcher. I mean, they were awesome seats. That was really cool because I've sat around that area, but never that like tight to the plate and that close. That was really fucking fun, man. Really cool.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah, great night. And then, dude, are those fireworks? Do they do that in other markets?
I don't know.
Because those Friday night fireworks are no bullshit.
No, they aren't.
I've seen them a bunch of times, but I haven't been there in a while on a Friday night, and seeing that in person again, it's like holy shit. And we're like walking out as the fireworks are going, and it's like when the grand finale hits, you're just like, dude, this is ridiculous.
It's quality.
Yeah, it is definitely quality. Did you see today they were retiring Morris's number?
Yeah.
The 47. And they had one, they always do those promotions. It's fucking throwback day. We're giving away Negro League hats to the first 10,000 that show up. So they were supposed to give away road jerseys of Morris from the 84 squad, right? They were the first 10,000 people.
Blue and orange stripe on the sleeve. Yeah.
Gray jersey. Some sort of mix up with the delivery system. And so they had to give all the kids coupons.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's a bummer. At
That's
that
like-
age, dude.
Yeah, that's like Halloween when you get the coupon for the McDonald's burger.
Yeah, in your mind, that coupon's never going to become a jersey. If you're a kid, right? Like you just think like, whatever.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be a
Yeah,
jersey.
you don't appreciate redemption of a coupon at that point, do you?
No, it's just not the same. It's just not the same. So I'm sorry to the kids, but yeah, you can go to social media channels, tigers.com. They sincerely apologize, but someone fucked up and delivering these jerseys. And I don't know how they turned around these vouchers so fast. They're probably handwritten at the door to everyone that
Yeah.
walked in, but yeah, no one gets the jerseys. They're doing that again. They're doing they're going to retire Trammell's jersey in August on the 26th. His number 3 will be retired before the game against the White Sox. So hopefully everything goes smoother there, and you can get that jersey from them.
Hey, is this a good time to welcome any new YouTube subscribers
Sure.
who enjoyed our video, Kid Gets a Boner While Solving Rubik's Cube?
What?
It got caught in a thread again over the
Did it,
weekend.
is that what
yeah.
happens? How does this work? Does anyone know how this works where all of a sudden it's like, 40,000 more people in the last hour saw this video?
If you can figure out the algorithm, Mike, let
I'd
me
like
know.
to.
There's got caught into something, and it's less gamer oriented this time, just given the comments that have come back.
Oh, no.
And we did
The
get
gamer
some-
community's not going to
The gamer community was not friendly to us on
Well,
our take on that, which
call them nerds. I mean,
we did, but in a loving way. Like to us, nerd is not like a bad,
Thank you. I want to stress that nerd is not an insult. That's a compliment.
Great
Like, being
respect for
called a
nerds.
nerd is a compliment. We do not mean that as in any way as an insult. I don't think I didn't anyways.
But it sort of runs the gamut, the people's reaction over the weekend. I've got several of the comments here, the new
Oh,
ones. We had Chaotic Jumper say, "So he's got a boner. Let's laugh like this stuff only happens to retarded people. Ha ha ha." Retarded is spelled with 2 T's.
Of course it is.
Yeah. And then Z
Boy,
Tomas.
oh boy, I'd spell check retarded if I was like even just a smidge unsure. If there were 2 T's.
Retarted. Retarded. These retarded people.
Yeah, that's tough.
Z Tomas chimes in. He already had a boner. You don't get one in 1 second. He's got a point. It is a bit of a process. Have you ever sprung a boner in a second like that? I mean, that's an interesting theory. It's an interesting theory that I hadn't thought of. Did he already have a boner? The opportunity to be involved in this.
He backed away like, oh, I'm the shit.
It
And then
rises
was like,
for sure, even if
it popped up. Yeah, it popped up.
Childish Bambino Boy says, that was another Rubik Cube in his side pocket. This crazy theory. Why is this a
people
thing?
know what a Rubik's Cube is. A cube.
It's a cube. It's a 3x3x3.
It doesn't look like...
It looks nothing like a boner, and if it was in a side pocket, you'd see a big cube in a side pocket.
Yes, and we all know what a cube looks like versus a cut helmet.
But this is a
rounded
theory
helmet.
that's been advanced by
It's
many.
symmetrical. His hips to his crotch is very symmetrical. It is dead center. The boner that pops up is dead center, like located dead center. I mean, it just is, right?
Yeah. Tet chimes in. Well, I invite you to do what he did, then laugh, chubby nerds. Chubby plural. Where's he get plural chubbies out of that?
Probably.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No, I love this notion that, okay, even if that's true, like we're all fat. Say we're all huge, and not just me.
Yeah, that's a cube.
What does that mean? Like, oh, because
in
you're
his
fat.
Side pocket, righty? Give me a break. Where's this coming from?
The other thing is the kid to the right, stage right, in the white there has a rod too. A lot of people point out that he's rocked too.
Yeah.
What is the notion that if we're all fat, we're not allowed to have an opinion on this or a comment? We can't laugh at it because we're fat?
It's just deflection. It's like, oh, you're fat.
Okay.
You call us nerds. You're fat. Sharpie Shark writes in, that's my school gym. OMG.
Oh, cool. Was that like at a high school somewhere? Yeah. Let me guess. What's coming next? Pedophiles. This is a kid. This is a child. Are those coming yet?
Those are there. I didn't print any of those out. Daniel Arenas says, everyone that clicked is gay as fuck. And now goodbye. It's an odd salutation to say at the end. You know what I mean? It's like, I can see you just saying, dude, if you clicked on this, you're gay as fuck. I mean, you were warned what it was. Kid gets a boner after solving Rubik's Cube.
Doesn't that mean he clicked on it too?
You are responsible. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he just went down to comments.
Okay. Maybe. Boy, that'd be tough to do, but okay.
Joel
whatever.
Lundstrom says, is there a way to dislike this multiple times?
Yeah. Well, I guess you can only dislike it once.
Well, if he's got multiple emails,
right,
he could pull it off.
And then, of course, stop nerfing Mercy. You know what she's going to say, or he's going to say. He's not just some kid. He is the current world record holder for solving a 3x3x3 Rubik's Cube in the fastest time of 4.22 seconds. These guys understand nothing about cubing.
I beg to differ with that. I think we understand a lot about
cubing, I know that
and we have mad respect for it.
If you peel off the stickers, then you can just boom.
Or take the top, turn it a quarter inch.
Take a butter knife. Boom,
you don't even need that.
If
you turn the top, you can literally, with your thumb, you can pop that top corner cube off. And then you can start really rearranging them.
So then doesn't it end up with just one center spot on each of the sides?
Yes.
And then you can just take the other ones and fit them in like a puzzle.
Pop them in wherever you want. I mean, it's very simple.
It takes longer than 4.22 seconds, but it's another way of doing it.
I was going to say, we're not going to solve it in record time, but we're going to solve it.
Yeah. So to say that we don't understand anything about cubing is, I think, really wrong. Mm-hmm. Stop nerfing Mercy.
Sure. And
then finally, Mose13 says, that thumbnail and the title is a meme itself. That'd be funny if that ended up being a meme.
Dude, that's actually pretty fucking funny.
standing there proclaiming victory with a boner.
with a rager. You see it? Yeah, he's got
it.
Man. Dude, that's awesome.
Hey, you know what else I did this weekend?
What'd you do?
Saw J. Chris Newberg and Brett Riley at Comedy Castle.
How was that?
It was a robust evening of laughter.
Really?
Yes, it was.
Who'd you go with?
I went with Gab.
Oh, just you and Gab?
Yeah, we both liked it a lot. I LOL'd. I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Out loud?
Absolutely.
Wow, that's tough. I hardly ever see you
fun,
LOL.
man. Dude, I'll tell you what, man. That Brett dude was sandbagging when he was in here. He was a funny son of a bitch. Yeah. Really funny.
Really?
Yes.
Good set?
Yeah.
What was his style? Stories about his life, or was it just like observational humor?
Observational stuff.
Yeah.
He did some really good impressions. Dude can sing like a mofo.
Really?
Yeah, like R&B and
No
rap and
kidding.
stuff like that. He did some country stuff.
I walked them out when we left and shot the shit more with Brett because Chris Newberg was fucking dying. He was just like,
You need to lay down on the lawn.
He's like, I just need to go to bed. I'm sorry if I sucked on the show. Tell Jay I'm sorry, but I'm like, dude, you were fine. What are you talking about? But I talked to Brett for quite a while, and it sounds like he's made quite the impression in L.A. He just doesn't leave L.A.
Okay.
Which was the point of him coming with Chris
Yeah.
to hear. Chris
Expand
was
his
like,
horizons.
dude, if you don't get out to some of these clubs around the country, you're never going anywhere. And Brett's like, yeah, my wife won't really let me leave. I got 2 young kids, and so he just kills it in the L.A. circuit, and he's
I don't
apparently
doubt it.
really,
He's really
well
funny.
respected.
Really funny.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So it was a good time, fun
Great
show.
time. Great time.
Good
I
crowd.
love Ridley's. It's a great venue.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crowd was really good.
Awesome. Not to toot our own horns, but we really kind of fucked ourselves this year. You know, we've done the podcast award nominations, and they usually give you, I don't know, a month or two to get your nominations in. Like, we have to
make yourself available.
We have to submit to them to say, hey, will you check us out? And then hopefully your audience votes for you, because then there's a shitload of shows, and they tally all the votes from listeners that write in and go,
They
yeah,
narrow
that's
it
the
down
show.
to a ballot then.
Right. And then, you know, you can move on to the next round or whatever. And so most shows would do that day one with 2 months to let their audience pound them.
We
and
forgot.
Go, yeah, we forgot about that. And I
Slipped our
got
mind.
kind of late. It was like, oh, wait, is that over yet? Wait, oh, we got 4 days left? Submitted us with 4 days left. And it was like, this is just laughable.
Let's take a flyer.
Yeah.
But you guys came through for us, everybody.
We
We're nominated for 2.
we actually got into 2 of them. Mature.
Sure.
And what was the other one? Entertainment or comedy?
Comedy.
Comedy. Which I imagine is a tough field. Comedy, there's
Yeah.
a lot of good shows.
Yeah, I'd
doing
rather
comedy.
be in entertainment, I think.
Yeah.
Given that if you
People's
click on us,
choice,
we're not just like friggin' comedians, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Easus over there is a pro-period comedian, but he barely speaks, so.
So anyway, thank you everybody who jumped at the opportunity.
They leapt.
Within 4 days to get us on the ballot.
Yeah.
And there's a slight problem there right now, but the voting starts tomorrow, and we'll give you details. But we got to clear up a couple things. I'll try and take care of that tomorrow with them. But yeah, I was shocked.
I
We
know,
actually got
I
it
know,
with
I
4
know.
days to go.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's impressive and shows the kind of support the audience gives us, which is awesome.
Hey, everybody. Check out the DetroitCast listener business page. It's a page under the Help the Show tab on our website, DetroitCast.com. Speaking of listener support, this page includes businesses that are owned by listeners. So take a look. It'd be great to support the supporters of the show. And today's featured listing is Dustin's Mowing and Grounds. Dustin is great. He serves Oakland and Livingston counties. He provides lawn, landscaping, snow and ice services for both commercial and residential customers. You will notice a difference with Dustin's. So go to our website, DetroitCast.com, under Help the Show. You'll see all those listener businesses listed, along with Dustin's Mowing and Grounds.
Did you guys watch any tackle ball over the weekend?
I watched a couple plays of tackle ball. We got home in time after the Tiger game to check out some of the late game
The Lions,
that were out west with Oakland.
The Raiders.
Yeah, so I checked. When I turned it on, Connor Cook, former Spartan, was.
He looked good, man.
He did, yeah.
Dude, he looked really good, comfortable
pretty
back
efficient.
there. I don't remember him being that athletic. He's sliding out of the pocket, throwing on the run. Is that
Yeah.
how he was? Really?
Yeah.
Shit, I thought of him as just like for the most part, a pure pocket passer, but obviously not. He looked really good. Lions lost. Stafford didn't even, get in for a snap, which is probably smart.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that Kerryon Johnson, our running back, dude, he looked good, man.
Saw the highlights,
He
yeah.
looked
His
good.
best run got called back because of a hold, right?
Yeah.
Like 30-some yards or something.
Yep,
That's
yep.
good, man. That's a great sign because that's their big, if.
Yeah.
If they just had a running game.
I was so impressed, though, watching him. I mean, he hit holes hard. He busted tackles. He avoided tackles. I mean, it
And
was
then
like, shit, that's what a running game looks like.
And then Abdullah was able to fill in a different way, right?
Yeah,
A little bit
yeah.
of receiving
And look good, too.
Yeah.
He made some big plays. What was the other game? I watched the 49er game, too, the Cowboy 49er game. Finally, it was like the night before. But the Cowboys, like third string or fourth string quarterback is the kid from Central. Can't remember his name, Cooper something or whatever, but he actually didn't look too bad either. It was like, oh, cool, man, this Mac kid out there winging the ball around. It was kind of cool to watch, the first opening weekend of tackle ball going and see guys. Who's up next? Is it the Giants or I know the Lions have like Indianapolis and
they usually play pretty local for preseason, like
I know
Cleveland, Pittsburgh, etc.
No,
so it's
you're
weird
right.
that they
it's
went
like
Oakland.
Houston.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've got like Houston, I think. and-
Giants. Yeah, you're right. Giants, Friday the 17th.
Okay, and then who? Does it say who's next? After that?
Buccaneers, and then they always do the Browns.
Wow, those are
Yeah.
3 kind of long
Yeah.
travel games.
Yeah. Anyway,
Dude, do the Raiders have the coolest uniforms in the NTL?
probably. Yeah. I mean,
they're just so classic, so cool, just minimalist, pretty much.
Whose
not
would
a
you
ton
put
of
up there?
stripes
'Cause
everywhere.
I honestly, I
I
don't
love
need to,
silver. I
Yeah.
used to like the Lions when they were truly Honolulu blue.
I
But
like
now
the
that, Now
Lions.
that they've gone to such a royal blue, it just
Yeah.
I'm not such a big fan. But I've liked the Niners for a long time.
Yep.
The metallic look.
When they changed theirs to a more maroon, I was like, ugh. I almost stopped being a fan. It was
Yeah.
so bad. I've liked the Niners, the Cowboys too. The Cowboys is a classic. I like that one. But yeah, the Raiders is tough, dude, to argue with. I mean, it
absolutely.
is such a kick-ass look and uniform. Seeing Chucky back on the sidelines, fucking going ape
Hell yeah.
shit was
Hell
kind of
yeah.
cool. Yeah, so it's exciting to have it back. Did you see the? Did you pay any attention to the Puget Sound over the weekend?
I did. I saw what happened. Yeah,
Dude.
fucking weird, huh?
Well, it's funny because remember I watched that documentary where that guy is flying with his buddy across like
Yeah, and his buddy died, right? And
has a heart attack in mid-flight. The actual pilot.
Yeah, so traffic control just kind of taught him how to fly, how to land.
Yeah.
And it took him a while.
He
but
had to do a few passes.
He
He had to
did.
loop around a few times, and he had planes with like military trying to guide him in. And when he hit the runway, he went off track a little
Bounced
bit
a
into the
little, sure.
lawn, but he didn't flip it. He walked out of it, and so I was stuck, only able to say like, dude, flying a plane isn't that hard. I mean, and then this guy,
Yeah, this maintenance dude.
dude, they keep acting like, well, he's a, grounds, blah, 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 whatever. He's paid $13.75 an hour. He basically is a luggage guy. He's an advanced luggage guy. He's the guy
Does he
throwing
have
the
the
luggage.
mini lightsabers, or no? He's just throwing luggage.
I think he does luggage, and he's
Does
a
he
little,
drive the stairs at all?
he's a little elevated in that he's able to tow planes.
Hmm.
So if a plane needs to go to maintenance, he's able to hook it up and take his go-kart and
Yeah.
like drag the plane to whatever hangar it needs to go to. But that's as far as his so he's around them. He's got security clearance to go around these planes at all hours.
He
right?
sees a lot of planes.
Yeah. I guess they said like half the people have security clearance to go, backstage and hang with these planes in the green room.
Is that right?
Yeah, where the
So
other
maybe he
half
got to know this plane before.
yeah. But he just decides like, man, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna hop in this fucking jet and see what I can do. And I'm watching this
It's like-
dude fly. It was hilarious.
It's like Deuce taking the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile for a trip around, San Antonio.
times a billion.
Yeah, times a billion.
I mean, like we all know how to drive a car, a bus, whatever, but dude, hopping in a plane, how do you even taxi across to get to the runway? I don't even know how that's pulled off
Right.
without being stopped. Honestly, that's incredible. And people are like, yeah, I watched him flying up there. I am an aviation expert. I'm not exactly sure how he pulled that up because he's not a pilot. And he's in the cockpit talking to the tower, and he's like, yeah, I've played some video games.
shit.
It's like, yeah, a couple hours of video games, dude. And you can fly. Look at the video, Jay. I don't know if you've seen this.
He's doing loop-a-de-loops.
Dude, he's doing... This is a son of a bitch who's just stolen a Q440, I think they call it.
Should this concern us more than... I mean, you just got a dude who walks up and... Now, granted, they did scramble pretty quick, right? F-15s.
Almost immediately.
Okay.
Those F-15s,
He's completely
they
sideways.
people heard the sonic boom. They broke the speed of sound to get there. Those F-15s.
Look at him.
Look at that son of a bitch.
It's like one of those balsa wood gliders.
Yeah.
Just tossing it.
He gets
pulled it
within
off.
50 feet of the water here before pulling himself out of it.
Oh, look at that son of a bitch, huh?
He's okay.
Dude, there's another angle where he's nosediving to the water. And-
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you sure he's
For an
not gonna
hour, over an hour, this dude was just doing loop-de-loops and
Are you
shit.
sure he's not gonna hit us?
Wow.
I got a lot of people that care about me, and
Sound calm for a
it's gonna
suicidal guy.
disappoint them innocent to hear that I did this.
Shit.
I would like to apologize to each and every one of them. Just a broken guy.
Yeah,
He's got a
broken
few
guy.
screws loose, I guess. Never really knew it till now. All right.
Damn, man.
Hey, pilot guy, can this thing do a backflip, you think? I'm going to land it. Like, in a safe kind of manner. Think I'm going to try to do a barrel roll. And if that goes good, now I'm just going to nose down and call it a night.
Well, Rich, before
Yeah.
you do that,
They're giving this guy in the tower a ton of credit. And look, I love a good hero. I really do. I'm all for it. But I think we throw around the hero tag a lot. Would it be that? Like, they're like, the calm reserve and nature of him. I'm like, yeah, but he's not in the plane, man. He's in the tower. Like, it'd be easy to be calm there, wouldn't it?
I reckon. I mean, you're concerned about people on the ground and what this guy might do, but yeah. I don't. He is an air traffic controller. He's used to stressful situations.
I mean, that's what he's there for.
I'm not ready to proclaim him a hero, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Well, it's funny you say that about the hero thing, and you're right. But it's such a weird situation because it seems like we're more than ever willing to say someone's a hero as fast as we can. But then it's like, dude, not only declare this guy a hero, now that it gives us the right to look into his past and what is this air traffic controller done? Is he a bad tweet? Has he had a DUI at one point?
Yeah,
I mean,
we need to know if he has.
because
if not, he's not a hero. You know?
right, but it's like
Yeah. He didn't ask to be that.
I mean,
He
there's
just-
always been
he
an
just
American
went
right
to work.
and that's
Can
always
you
been
imagine
a thing.
he's got these horrible tweets in his past that
Yeah.
we're all about to find out about. They haven't released his name, so we can't search him quite yet.
Gotcha.
Richard Russell, he's 29 years old. He was a Horizon Air employee. That's the guy who was flying the plane.
Oh, dick.
And yeah, he was.
He sounded so calm and like normal.
He sounded
didn't
like a
sound
fun guy to hang out with, didn't he?
depressed. Yeah,
He's
totally.
cracking jokes.
I'm gonna do barrel rolls and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. He took the plane from a maintenance area at STAC.
SeaTac. That's SeaTac, Mike.
It's Seattle Tacoma.
Yeah.
Called SeaTac. Anyway,
Took off from SeaTac.
and they're like, yeah, he somehow, we don't know yet, but he somehow managed to take it
Someone leave the
in the
keys
air.
in there or what?
I was like, dude, he grabbed the keys,
Yeah.
opened the door, put them in the ignition, started it.
Dude, planes have.
He
I want,
fucking
like, for
grabbed
real.
that shifter.
No E. Planes don't have a fucking key.
I
ring.
just wondered. I seriously was
He
wondering.
grabbed the shifter, threw it in fly, and fucking punched it, right? That's what he did.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's going on here.
Oh, isn't there some? There's got to be like codes or something that you
Yeah,
punch,
I
right? I
guess.
mean,
Yeah.
but here's
Codes,
here's the thing
schmodes.
though, man. Jordan the pilot, one of our pilot listeners, wrote in. He happened to be in the airspace while this was going on.
That's hilarious.
And-
I
and
think there
he-
were only 16 planes affected in that airspace, and he's one of
Jordan
them.
was one, yeah, and he might shed some light here. It says Mike, Jay, and Biggie. Figured I'd weigh in since I was flying from Sacramento to Seattle Friday night when the Horizon ground personnel, air pirate, is way more fun of a term though, stole an aircraft
pirate.
and took off from SeaTac.
Sure.
Thus causing me to go into holding and ultimately make the decision to divert to Portland for more fuel.
What a hero. Now, that's a hero.
That's a hero. Jordan's a hero. He's
Yeah.
the real hero in this story.
Think about how much extra time that would tack on. He could have tried to risk it, you know? He could have risked it.
I know.
Say, I'm
We've
gonna
all
keep
sat there with a
circling.
low fuel light, right,
Yeah.
and just been like, "Fuck, I'll give it 10 more miles."
Dude, there's a gas station coming up soon. I don't need to land. Let me just get to SeaTac.
The aircraft, a Dash 8 Q400, commonly
Nice.
referred to among pilots as the Dash or the Q.
Sure.
It is the same type of aircraft that crashed in Buffalo about 12 years ago. This is an incredibly muscular aircraft with a very good thrust-to-weight ratio that at full power and empty could practically stand on its tail if needed. So it's no surprise that the aircraft is capable of doing the maneuvers that the air pirate pulled off.
Yeah.
Okay, that the plane is capable of that, but is it surprising that the fucking
Yes!
air pirate did it?
Yes! Without
Like-
a license.
Like Jordan, okay, you could do that because you've been flying for decades, but
Apparently all of us could.
the air pirate just jumped in there, turned it on, and went.
Dude,
So how could this happen, says Jordan? Much of the maintenance is done at the cargo ramp at the north end of the field. It's a very short taxi from the cargo ramp to the runway to take off. Ground crew members and maintenance personnel are given training on how to start, taxi, and tow aircraft to reposition them for flight. This is very common and happens every day as maintenance is completed and gates open up. It is probable that this aircraft pirate had such training and possibly went on a few acceptance flights. Sometimes a flight is required to make sure everything is working properly,
Hold
pressurization,
on.
etc. So he might
Hold
have.
on.
He might have flown this shit.
Wait, you cannot fucking take a plane from the ground to the air without a pilot's license,
So
even
he
if
would
it's
ha-
just to see if it works.
Sometimes he might have gone on a few acceptance flights. So maybe he went with a pilot. I don't know. Maybe he's watching closely as to how that. I don't
That's
know.
called a
He did it.
passenger.
He
No.
fucking did it. Did he do it?
Yes, he did. He played video games, and they're they're very realistic.
So
nowadays.
he would have an idea how to take off, says Jordan, as long as he kept it on the runway. Thank you for the insight, though, Jordan. That's interesting.
I think my insight's better than Jordan's. Honestly, I mean, he's got some experience in the cockpit. I mean, I don't know, man. And the other thing, like his family has come out now, and thank you for respecting our privacy, all that stuff. But they've said, on behalf of the family, we're stunned and heartbroken. They call him Bebo. Bebo was a warm, compassionate man. It's impossible to encompass who he was in a press release. He was a faithful husband, loving son, good friend. Bebo was loved by everyone because he was kind and gentle to each person he met. That's Bebo. That's the Bebo I know.
It's from Wasilla, Alaska, right? Home of Sarah Palin.
There you go. Or his wife is. I think his wife is.
I
Was
think
he too?
I think he was a high school track star. in
Oh,
Wasilla.
okay. We are devastated by these events, and Jesus is truly the only one holding this family together right now. As the voice recording showed, Bebo's intent was not to harm anyone. He was right in saying that there are so many people who love him. This time, we're moving forward with the difficult task of processing our grief. We appreciate your prayers. Now, like he talks about his boredom. Like his final YouTube post was like, "Look, I make $13.75 an hour, and oh look, more bags to throw onto the plane.
Yeah.
Boy, isn't this exciting!"
Well, open some up. Look inside if you're bored.
Dude,
You know.
I know you never know when you're going to run
Plenty
into
of
a
shit you could be doing.
You could run into just some whores like packed with dildos.
Absolutely.
You don't know. So anyway, the thing that bothered me though was because he talks about how much his life sucks and he's bored and he only makes $13.75 an hour. The only thing that's cool is I get free flights, including the last one. And I was like, okay, so you get free flights. That's cool. So then I'm reading this. I guess the second half of his video that he posted was all about like the trips he's gone on, and it's gonna piss you off. Gee, I'm sorry. When was the last time you were on vacation?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. So it's devoted to his travels, Russell's travels, featuring photos and videos from his different trips around the world. Several of his wife's home state of Alaska. Clips of a ski trip in Idaho, hiking in Maine's Acadia National Park. Outside the U.S., one of Russell's favorite locations appears to be France, where he toured everywhere. I mean, all over France.
What the hell, man?
Yeah.
This guy's so depressed for.
Others include a hurling match. He participated in a hurling match in Dublin, Ireland.
Is that a lavender fieldy?
A guy's weekend in Chichen Itza in Mexico.
This looks to be just what Mike's basically talking about.
Yeah, there he is. Chichen
Yeah,
Itza.
I've been there.
The Yucatan.
See,
Yeah, dude, this motherfucker's been all
he's
over the
traveling
world.
the world. He's all over the world. Look at that. Sisteron, France.
Dude,
So, I don't know.
what is he? What is
Funny
he? I mean,
story.
I know that's not everything, but that
Of course it's not. Dude, you're saying somebody who travels can't be depressed? Come on.
I don't think they can be bored. The press is one thing. To say you're bored and I just have a boring life, but
stinks. All this time and what with having to go to Alaska and France and Switzerland all the time and Mexico for guys. I'd love to do a guys' weekend in Mexico.
Maybe you felt like you'd seen it all. This
Yeah.
world didn't have anything else to offer.
Oh, maybe. It's so frustrating when you watch these nerds give their press conference after something like this, and it's like, it happens
What, like
at
aviation nerds? Or
yeah, and they got someone from the FAA and someone from
Yeah.
the FBI and someone from the whatever aviation group, someone from SeaTac,
Sure.
all that stuff, and it's like, I'm sitting there going, it's okay. This plane went down at 8:30 Seattle time. Okay, so it's closing on midnight around here, and first thing in the morning they're giving, they're holding a press conference, and I'm like, they're not going to know shit. They don't even know if there were possibly other people in the plane yet, because of the crash site. You just see this plume of smoke, and it's like they're not going to be able to say shit. So they're basically giving less information than we just gave you, and then they've got a room full of reporters, and they've got an intercom system where they're taking reporters' questions from all over the world. So you can call in, calling in from Japan. How much fuel was left in the plane?
And you go, at this time, at this early point in the investigation, we're unable to answer that question. It will be part of our investigation. We will have that information to you as soon as possible.
As soon as possible. And someone else chimes in. How would one guy go and taxi across the place and get to the runway?
Our
That's really,
investigation is
let me bring
ongoing.
Bill in. He's more suited to answer that question.
Bill's from SeaTac.
Yeah. At this stage of the investigation, it's really premature, and it would be irresponsible to speculate on how much fuel is left in the plane. Next question. They answered nothing for about, 20 hours, it felt like. They answered fuck all. And it's like, dude, why would you just go, we're not holding a press conference until, we'll send a press release out with whatever updates you need. Here's his name, his age, here's his family home, so you guys can start binging and find out what kind of horrible shit his family's up to. And put that in all your...
That's all that really matters anyway, by the way.
You fucking figure out why this happened. We don't know.
How the hell do we know? But it's like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? Like, there's no way. You can't say anything at this point. It's ridiculous.
24-hour news cycle, man.
Ugh.
They're vultures.
I know. Did you see Washington today? It's been a year since Charlottesville.
Oh, right.
Where, what was his name? Heather something that was killed when that racist was
Didn't
like,
a few people die?
No, it was just the one girl, Heather Haim or something. And the one guy was like, fuck it. And finally just floored it into a bunch of people.
Was he in a Charger or a Challenger? One of the
something
two.
like that. Was he and then backed out. You see people flying over the car. I mean, it was brutal. And the president came out and was like, listen, there's
good people on both sides.
On both sides, on the Klan side and on the protester side. So it's been a year.
Antifa!
And so they've got a rally going on. I guess the white supremacist group led by the same guy from last year that got chased out of there, Jason Kessler. Remember that name?
Why is this even a story? They have like less than 100 assholes in D.C. Like,
oh no, they have less than 3 dozen. There was like 20 people.
Yeah, so why is the news all over this?
Because Antifa was there, all covered in their black masks, and
plus, they want to make race the issue and continue lighting that fire, stoking that fire. So, yeah, we'll let 3 dozen people define who we are as a nation. So stupid.
30 fucking losers. Can we all agree?
What happened to just walking by these assholes and pointing, going, "Ha ha, you're a fucking loser,"
and laughing,
dickhead,
laughing,
nice swastika, dick,
ha ha, loser, get a life, loser.
What happened
that's
to
what we used to do. Dude, that's what I want to know. And why?
Because there's an agenda to divide the country, and they are trying to make one side completely racist. That's why.
So
that's it. Seriously, that's why. You ask why? That's why.
Why? I'd love an answer on the other side, even from the counter protesters, because it's not even about just this event. It's like, oh, we're here to protest Trump. We're here to protest this. Like this is just a chance for all of us to gather. And so what you end up with
some
is,
of them just like swinging bags of batteries and like hitting people.
Yeah.
Some are like that. Some are completely convinced they've been brainwashed by the media that half the country is racist and they must stop them.
It's insane though to see, like, you realize there's like 20 people and you've brought 10,000 people out here to protest 20 assholes we can all agree are as far to one side as you can get. Really? You don't think this emboldens them or helps them, gives them publicity that they don't deserve and would never get if not for the fact that you all showed up? And here's my question. To do what? What's the goal? Are we going to kill them? Are we going to cross the lines and kill these people?
Antifa!
Because that's, it's like, what are we going to throw shit at them? Like, is that the point? Do we want to just yell at them? I don't understand what the point to all this is. And giving them all this press, because to your point, it used to just be they'd walk down a block and then you'd laugh at them.
But now you can get on the news. You can be a social justice warrior for being on the right side of things. And you can be tweeted and you can be shown to be seeking justice. No shirt, no shoes, no Nazis.
Yeah. There's no place for hate.
What was he
Unless
thinking?
it's us hating you for hating us.
Used to be no dice. Now it's no Nazis.
Was that what I thought it was no circus. No? No shoes, no shirt, no dice. No dice. Yeah, and seeing them all out there, and of course they're attacking the cops. And the cops are like, look, motherfuckers, we got nothing to do with this. Like, seriously, these guys, don't you know how this game's played? These white nationalists get their permits. It goes till 7:30 p.m. They're allowed to march down blocks, and then they stop at Lafayette Park across the street, and their whole point is to get your goat. They are goat getters. They're not going to hurt anybody. They're gonna see these signs and they go, and it's just like, come on, man, you're not even trying.
Yeah, what do we got?
You know, what are some of the no justice, no peace? It's like, yeah, we've been there. We know that one. Cops and Klan go hand in hand. At least mildly original. Love America, hate Trump. Defend the district from white supremacy. There was some of them. Yeah, I don't know. But it's...
Non-story.
A non-story is correct. And it's a non-story that has dominated
Yeah.
the media landscape for 48 hours.
Yet again, more evidence that the media landscape is bullshit.
Yeah.
Total, complete bullshit.
And I've not heard one person say, you know, this has been going on for a long time. This is usually how this plays out, and the fact that you're reacting to it is the only thing that's different now. Nobody is saying that.
No, because the media wants it to be a reaction because they've been informing this one side that the other side is racist and hateful, and that side represents half the country. So act. You must act. You must resist.
Sure. It's all about the resistance.
How long have you been with your grill friend? Kowalski Quality wants to know. Kowalski Sausages knows that when you find the right grill, you never need a reservation. She's the perfect plus one. There for you in the good weather and the bad, grilling up some delicious Kowalski sausages, hot dogs, and kielbasa's. Until rust do you part, Mike. Get
Puns.
it?
There's puns, right?
Dude, there's puns, wordplay.
Yeah,
You should love it.
Beautifully
I
done.
do. I have mad respect for it.
Kowalski
Really do.
Quality Meats, only the best.
Did you see Kanye West? We wrapped up the show Thursday.
Yeah, who did he go on with?
He was
Kimmel?
on
is
Kimmel.
it?
Yeah. And, you know, honestly, I watched the whole thing. He had him on for multiple segments, was on for like over 20 minutes. And I thought Kanye came off really well, to be
Really?
honest with you. Yeah. And I thought his points were really well put and well made. You know, talking about like, you know, and here's the reason this is in the news today is because there was a question that Jimmy Kimmel asked, and the question was something like, you know, something about, hey, you went after George W. Bush, and you know he doesn't like black people. What makes you think Trump likes black people, or anyone for that matter? And you could tell by the look on Kanye's face, he was like, I'm going to think before I just blurt out an answer. And right when he does it for about a second and a half. He's like thinking about it, how he's going to respond, and he goes, "You think about that. We got to go to a commercial break. We'll come back. Blah 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 blah." They come back from break, and they don't address it again.
Huh.
And everybody's like, Kanye didn't know how to answer it. He was stumped. And I'm like, did you even watch the fucking interview? I mean, the whole point of his interview was like, look, man, it was just getting ridiculous. Like, people were trying to tell me who I had to vote for.
Yeah.
Here I am, an American citizen, and my opinion apparently didn't matter. And if at any time I wanted to vocalize it, I was getting so much blowback. You're going to lose the black community. You're going to lose the rap community. You're going to lose this, that, this. And he's like, fuck it, man. If I can't give my own opinion and say what I want in a democracy like this, then what's the point? And I was like, no matter what side you're on, that's a fair argument. Like, dude, he's like, the media's not going to bully me. The rap community's not going to bully me. Black America's not going to bully me. Liberals aren't going to bully me. I wouldn't be yay if I let that happen. I was like, you wouldn't be yay.
Yeah, he took the red pill.
Exactly.
Ah, he's objecting to identity politics. Good for him.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's like, people ain't going to control my actions. Just as a musician, African American, everyone around me tried to pick my candidate for me and then told me that I couldn't say that I like Trump. It's worth a watch. I think if people haven't seen it, you can just go YouTube it, and it's worth watching. You only need the first 10 minutes, and they get into bullshit after that.
Well, about it, I don't know. 2 months ago, he kind of came out with the same angle, just saying, "Look, I'm not going to be put in a box and told what to think. You know, free your mind." He had some sort of short tweet that everybody went, "Oh my God!" You know,
Yeah.
and I think he retweeted Candace Owens or whatever that chick's name is, African American conservative
I
chick.
think you're right.
And he also
pretty good, too.
retweeted Scott Adams, the Dilbert creator guy, who's a Trump apologist. But he took tremendous heat thereafter, and then he did the TMZ interview where he was like, slavery was a choice.
Yeah.
And it was like any steam that he got behind that thought process was just gone.
Well, it just made you sound
But,
ignorant as shit, is what it did.
It's like, oh, Kanye's just crazy, whatever. But, to see him cogent and reacting to Kimmel's questions, it's probably a good thing.
I thought he came off well and more personable and light than usual. You know, he was like, Well, Kimmel asked him at one point something like, well, you've got a daughter. How do you feel about, your sexism, in song lyrics, blah, blah, blah. Does that change you at all? And he's like, nah, hell no, man. I still go to youporn.com. Check shit out. He's like, whatever, man. I don't know. It's worth watching the first 10 minutes of it. Anyways.
Should we take a break and let your lawn lady finish?
Sure. Want to do that?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's do it. It's a weird time. Isn't this a weird time to come by, like 7 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. All right, we'll take a quick time out and be right back.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Mike and Jay. And you mentioned earlier, Jay, that it's a Candace Owens chick.
Mm-hmm.
The black chick.
That's right.
Super Republican, blah, blah, blah. Young. And it reminded me, did you see the story over the weekend of Ben Shapiro and him offering to debate that chick, what's her, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the New York.
Absolutely, I saw that.
What did she? She like in a stunning upset beat this guy Greg Craig or whatever, like a 10-term congressman who put no money into his campaign. He was like, dude, I've been here forever. I'll win in a landslide, whatever. And then she stunningly won.
District in New York that he had held for
forever.
several sessions.
10 terms.
Yeah, and he was actually poised to perhaps become House leadership.
Yeah.
He was
high up, man. Well
absolutely
respected.
assuming he was just gonna jog to victory, and this chick comes out of nowhere. What was she, a Bernie Sanders support staff during his campaign, and she just whipped it up. There's a big Hispanic population there.
Yeah,
I think she beat him like 17,000 votes to 16,000 or something.
Exactly, something ridiculous like that. Total socialist. I mean, she's like
total socialist.
Free college for everybody. Free chocolate milk for everybody. No homework.
We'll have chocolate milk coming out of the water fountains.
Yeah, hilarious.
And so she's been vaulted into like this position as like the Democratic
the
future.
new voice.
Yeah.
The new voice of the Democratic Party. And she's getting her ass handed to her. Whenever she goes on talk shows now, it's like it becomes very clear that, oh, yeah, you're in your 20s and you don't know shit yet. But so to Ben Shapiro, who's no bullshit.
Oh, my God.
Ben Shapiro is as legit a debater as you're going to find. I mean, he's brutal.
Brilliant.
Brilliant mind, Harvard educated. And he's like, yeah, I'll give you $10,000 to a charity for your campaign or whatever, just to have a debate with me.
Yeah.
And it was like, ooh, how do you respond to that, sweetheart?
Just talk about your economic plan. That's it. Just come on, we'll debate.
It was like, oh, shit. I'm thinking, oh, shit, what do you do with that? Like, he's just challenged you.
$10,000 for charity. Come on. I mean, you're, this future of the
say
Democratic
no,
Party.
Right.
You know what she did? It's kind of a brilliant move. She went, this type of catcalling and sexism, I don't need to respond to this. I don't have to be pressured to do anything, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it's kind of a brilliant move.
It's not a brilliant move. That is so weak. Catcalling.
Why is it sexist?
Awful.
Why is it sexist?
She likens it to catcalling. That it's somehow sexist that this guy wants to debate her on issues.
All right. Feet in her shoes. Put your feet in her shoes. She would get her ass handed to her on such an epic proportion, she can't do the debate. So what do? If you're a liberal socialist, you immediately go to sexism,
identity politics.
Yeah, you have to. There's really no other move.
So you accuse an Orthodox Jewish guy who was a virgin until he got married of sexism and catcalling. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
That works. Dude wears a yarmulke every day.
Every time he's on TV. That's his thing. He wears a yarmulke every time he's on TV.
Or candy dish, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we've got one here in support of Ben. But he's no bullshit, and she can't debate. She cannot go toe-to-toe with him on a microphone, period. Yeah. Can't happen.
Yeah.
Cannot happen.
I heard his response to the catcalling thing was like, well, what do you, like, so you're saying I have bad intentions? He said he got hit by all these leftists saying, well, why don't you debate me instead? I'd be willing to come on your show anytime. Why don't you ask me? He's like, fine, I'll talk to you too.
Yeah.
But why am I being labeled the sexist and all this? And well, you just want to make her look stupid. He's like, I can't make her look stupid. Only she can make herself look stupid. I just want to talk about the issues.
Yeah.
If she can't support her side of things, well,
then she doesn't belong.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with sexism or male, female, whatever.
Or maybe people listen to that and go, yeah, she's got some really good ideas. And
she doesn't, though.
I understand that.
You can't just get free college.
Well, then maybe people ought to open their eyes and hear that sort of debate and hear what socialism really is.
Well, she's a moron,
capitalism.
But she's smart enough to know, oh shit, I don't stand a chance against Ben Shapiro. There was another woman who came out and went, yeah, you turned down my show as well, and I'm a female, so you can't cry sexism. I'll add $10,000 more to Ben Shapiro's $10,000.
No.
So now it's up to $20,000 to come on my show and talk to me. And it's like, I haven't heard her response.
Help
to
a
that
lot
yet.
of kids, righty?
Yeah, I mean,
20 grand goes a long way. I mean,
Could pay for a lot of abortions.
sure could. I mean, it's going to be expensive to give everybody free college and free health care.
20 grand helps. You know what I mean?
Multiple trillions of dollars to do that. So 20 grand, I mean, it's a start.
Any little bit.
It's a start.
Get the coffee can out.
Yeah. You could use 20 grand, couldn't you?
yeah.
See?
I definitely could.
Did I hear correctly? Jay said something like, hey, by the way, he's got a shit story that
Oh,
he hasn't
dude.
talked about on the show yet.
This is funny because Tim Krakowski was over when Vinny was here, and he accompanied Vinny on those couple Sponge songs. Obviously,
Dude, that was awesome. That was
it really
awesome.
was. Tim,
Vinny texted me, by the way, and was like, you guys were awesome. You guys did a great job. And he's like, if you ever need anything from me, don't hesitate to reach out. He said, I want to thank you and Jay for making me feel like one of the fellas. I felt like
Vinny.
one of the fellas in the room with you guys. I was like, that's our goal, Vin.
Yeah,
that's our goal.
Very cool. But Tim was here, helped out with Vinny, and then he was hanging around with Jay Chris and stuff. But in the interim, he had to take a dump. I mean, as we do as humans, right? So Tim goes upstairs, takes a dump,
I didn't know that.
comes down after the
disturbing.
show, and is like, man, there's a problem, dude. There's a huge problem. I go, what? I'm like thinking, fuck, we lost the show. The show's not on the stick or something. He
Right.
goes, I plugged the toilet. I'm like, that's not in the grand scheme of things. Like the problems I've heard in this room.
In the grand
problems
scheme,
I-
that is a big
no,
problem.
the things that I've heard
'Cause
discussed
you leave
in this
here,
room,
but
the things
I
that
don't.
that happened to us. I'm like, Tim, that's like great news.
No, it's not, because you get to leave here. Like, you're an hour away from leaving here and leaving behind whatever troubles are left. Like, for me, that's a huge problem. I'm with Tim on this one. This is a big problem.
So we go upstairs. I guess Tim solves the issue with a simple plunge. But it gets E thinking, like, dude, I think that something's wrong with that toilet because I got it plugged a couple times. And, dude, I've got a shit story I've never told. Jesus, would you like to tell your
what
shit
happened
story?
was I was staying after. I think I was doing comedy or something, so I stayed here for a few hours extra. And Mike, I think, took a nap. Went to kind of take a nap or something.
Here's the thing. A lot of times he'll be like, dude, I got a comedy thing on your side of town in 2 hours. Do you mind?
Can I just
My
sit
rules
on your
are
couch?
Actually, you're just in the
My
room.
rules are very simple. I don't want to know that you're here, and I don't want to hear your voice, and you're not allowed to ask me a single question. If you abide by those rules, I don't mind if you're out of sight,
Right.
out of mind, downstairs.
No rules regarding masturbation, anything like that?
It's more, I don't want to know you're here.
Okay.
And he's actually done a really solid job of making himself a ghost.
Uh-huh.
I don't know he's here. He'll go in a closet. He'll huddle up with a little blanket.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I've seen the blanket in there.
Oh.
That's Isis' little nest?
Yes, dude.
He
That's his
nests in
bird.
there?
He does.
Actually, I go on the couch. I go on the couch here,
Shit.
but
Yeah, he goes on the couch and then he's nice enough to put his stuff in the closet.
That's your own
Yeah.
bed and
Yeah.
a pillow and all that.
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
don't even charge him.
Wow.
Not
I
much
know,
anyways.
but nice
So
of him.
Isis, you usually use the powder room up there
Right,
because
so what
I've
happened
demanded
was-
that I only get use of this bathroom.
Right. So what happened was the one time I was right about to leave. I went to the bathroom, and it was
Ate
kind
your
of a
call.
large
Fecus.
stool sample.
Yeah.
And fuck, now I can't just leave. I can't just leave with this large
What happened?
shit.
Did it just spin and do circles as the water rose? It
Yeah.
just did circles
Yep.
at the top.
And so I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't just fucking leave. But I'm I'm really bad at like, hey Mike, like I can't. I have this
Help!
I have this
Help!
weird confrontational thing. So I think I tried calling him, and maybe his phone was downstairs, or I saw that his phone was downstairs. I'm like, fuck.
For
what was
further
I
sleeping?
context, this is the same commode where you whacked off.
Sure.
Yes. Where he came
Anyway,
on the floor
so
and then lied
finally-
about it.
It's so late, but I'm gotta do my thing. And I tell him like, dude, I guess for now I don't know how to solve it. I could take the shit out and throw it in the backyard if you want, and see what happens later.
Look, listen.
I didn't know
finally
this-
musters up the confidence and the courage to tell me that he's plugged the shitter, which is wholly unacceptable. And so I'm like, well, what are you going to do about this?
Yeah,
How
gotta fix it.
And it was, and I didn't give a shit how you fix it.
And don't
Just-
get my plunger dirty, right? Not
I-
with your shitty.
I am not plunging a Big E shit.
no way.
That's not. Would you?
No.
Of
Nope,
course not.
nope.
And so I was like, I don't care what you do, but that turd does not remain in the house, and I don't want it just whipped onto the lawn somewhere. That was the directive.
Dude, you reached in and
So what I
grabbed
did
your
is
turd?
I double plastic bags around my hand, and yes, I grabbed my turd And then I walked, and it was not like
I
past his
told him he
backyard
could go
even.
up into the woods in the neighbor's yard and
There's
huck it
no
in there.
way toilet shit water didn't get dripped all through your house as he did this. There's no way. Jesus, be
I
honest.
tried not to. I don't know that I can't say that 100%, I suppose.
What, you grabbed like Kroger bags or something?
Yeah, just Kroger bags.
Oh my God. He traipsed it through your house, Mike.
Yeah, I know.
Poo water.
It was
Yeah.
very disgusting.
Better than having
though,
a
I gotta
giant
tell
floating
you.
turd in the toilet. Dude, what am I supposed to do? What do you do?
I got to.
A monster has left a giant shit in your toilet, and it has to be dealt
I
with
give
now.
myself credit, like, because I sat there and go, fuck. If it's just a clogged
How about
toilet,
this?
honestly, if it's just a clogged toilet with piss, I might have just left. But there was a
Dude,
huge shit in there.
They don't clog with just piss unless you're
understand
wiping your vagine with too much toilet paper and clogging it up with toilet
point.
paper.
Well, okay, well, whatever.
Here's the
but-
thing, dude. If you're reaching in there anyway, why don't you just chop it up? Chop it up into little pieces and then flush it.
Well, because the water
It
has
wasn't-
risen to a point where if you tried to dare flush that, you're playing chicken with toilet water now.
Yeah, the water was
it
like
was
right at the freaking brim.
Yeah.
But you're removing supposedly said feces out of the
Yeah.
the plugged area, right? So then the water goes down as you do that.
No, there was just I don't know what was wrong with the toilet, dude, but it wasn't working. That wasn't the problem. It wasn't
the
gonna.
toilet, dude. It was you that did it. You've admitted that it was a huge turd.
Dude, I'd have cheese grated that shit before I grabbed it and pulled it out and threw it in the backyard.
Well, I think it took me 2 trips to do it too.
It did. At least, maybe 3.
Right.
How is this not on video, dude?
Looking
Miguel,
back,
where
it was
were
I
like a
was in
you?
a stupid. I was on the couch
Oh
bed,
my
sound
God,
asleep,
man.
when he had to wake me up and go, dude, here's the
It's
situation we're
critical
dealing with.
that this be on video.
Looking at
in
it
the
back at
future.
it now, you're right.
Next
I-
time this happens,
Next time I have to put shit in my hand and throw it in the backyard.
Where did you
I'll
put it,
film
by
it.
the way? Did you go up the
I did
hill?
walk.
and
No, I walked as far back on that back hill as I could, and I just
you just hucked it.
tucked it into that wooded area.
toward this $1 million house
Yeah,
that,
sure.
that sits behind you with the indoor pool and
Which
everything.
normally I would disagree with bigly, but I was fine with that. I was like, just get it. I don't want it on my yard. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want.
Last time we made him
know-
put it in his trunk and drive it out of here.
Yeah.
Remember that?
And then he went on a date and left it in there.
You know, I actually, shit. I have something else. Wasn't gonna
No, go ahead.
say yet,
Finish your thought.
please.
but I
bring it.
decided it's probably good enough because you mentioned masturbation. Someone had put this thing on. There's this challenge going out there, I guess, for some people to try to go as long as they can without masturbating or something. Someone tagged me last week and said, "How long could E go?" And I decided last week I was gonna try to go a week without
Oh
jerking
my
off.
God.
That's not even safe, dude. Because when the week ends and you jerk off, you're gonna put a hole in the wall. You just are. Your system is so used to jacking off 3+ times a day that if you go a week,
Have you ever gone a weeky?
The last time I've gone that maybe more than a week was probably when I burnt myself.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
so,
You burnt
and then
your
before
balls.
that, the last time would have been before I started masturbating, I guess.
Yeah.
Or no, that's not true. I did a contest, kind of Seinfeld-esque contest with my friends at one time, and
Gotcha.
but so I decided on Monday that I was gonna try to go as long as I could. I was gonna try to make it a week. My goal was to come in here on Sunday today and tell Mike, dude, I went a week without masturbating.
That's really astounding.
And Friday morning, I woke up really early, like kind of just like 4:30 in the morning. Kind of woke up, sitting there like,
hi, Mrs. Fady, by the way.
and I just couldn't. And it's like
Yeah.
I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Friday morning, I made it 4 days. And I
4
couldn't-
days? That's not bad. What was the load like? Where did you hit yourself in the face? Or?
No,
What was in it for you? See, you needed like some carrot, other than just, oh, I did a week. Tell Mike I did a week.
That was in my in
Yeah.
my mind. Well, I'd read all this shit. People were giving these testimonies that supposedly like, oh, I stopped masturbating, and I had people were saying all this shit about like I was less tired, I wasn't taking naps anymore, and this and that. Like, there
Ornery
was some
as
health.
fuck, yell at people
Yeah.
all day long, but
My
there
balls
was-
were blue.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Right. I know, but I tried 4 days as long.
Did
as
you
I could.
find
Good work,
yourself
Jesus.
getting more restful, fitful sleep?
No. All I found is that I'd like I'm reading a book in the back, like in our porch in the back, and I would just start thinking about masturbating, and then I'd be like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna make it one more day. I'm gonna make it one more day.
Dude, I would have put big money that you couldn't make it 4 days.
Then I could or couldn't.
You couldn't.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Monday,
like, honestly,
Tuesday,
that's
Wednesday,
that's kind of impressive.
Over
for
under
him.
for Easis probably 2, right?
Yeah.
That's where you probably
Yeah,
draw
yeah,
the
yeah.
line.
I
Yeah, you
remember
could go 2.
Thursday, like I said, I was reading this book Thursday in the house back porch we have, and that's what I remember thinking. I remember the whole time just going, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. And then I woke up so early Friday morning, couldn't get back to sleep. I'm like, fuck this. I'm watching some
Yeah.
porn and jerking off.
And you don't remember how
It was large, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
was it? I mean, it was different than normal, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Definitely. I mean, was it like
If you could
trajectory
judge,
was different?
Or
I would,
taste
I
any
would say
differently?
that if like if there's a judgment to be made, I've heard this that like on strength of semen as you release, I think my prostate's probably still doing okay. If that,
That's good.
That's what I would surmise from my ejaculate.
Did you clean it up when it landed?
I don't know. I wiped it off with towel or something.
whatever.
I thought you had you didn't wipe it up with a towel. That was
It
your
was
thing.
a lot though. So
Of course it was.
Per Steve Gabarra's request, he wants his read to follow any masturbatory stories. So here goes. Zott Ford's summer sales event means the hottest deals and lowest payments of the summer. Lease a new 18 Ford Escape as low as $133 a month, or lease a new 18 Ford F-150 Super Cab 4x4 as low as $161 a month. Finally, lease a new 18 Ford Explorer as low as $177 a month. Zott Ford's sensational summer sales event ends August 31st, and so do all of these ludicrously low payments. See details at dealsinthed.com.
Remember we were talking about Chris Hardwick,
Yes.
the guy from he's the host
The
of
Nerdist.
Talking Dead, started the Nerdist, and the Nerdist were like wiped his name off everything. It doesn't exist anymore. Talking Dead suspended him. AMC, who hosts that show, suspended him
Because he had an ex-girlfriend who accused him of
Exactly.
weird sexual conduct, I guess. Right?
Chloe Dykstra was her name. She was like 29. He was like 45.
Said he was super controlling and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, they brought him back. They did a deep dive investigation into those claims and found out, all right, you just had a shitty relationship with a guy. You know, you could have left at any time. He wasn't beating you. He wasn't raping you. It's just a shit relationship, whatever. So they brought him back, and he's gonna start back up. A female executive producer and a number of staffers for the Talking Dead at AMC have quit the show. They're done. Staff left their jobs in protest after he was accused of abusing, and I mean abusing, Chloe. So yeah, it was announced just a couple weeks ago that he'd be returning, and I think the new season of one of the either Walking Dead or Fear of the Walking Dead is coming back like this weekend or something. So it's about to start up and really launch. So they had a very emotional meeting Wednesday that Chris led. He gathered the staff, apologized for the scandal. They described his demeanor as apologetic and contrite.
He needs to be better trained.
He also told staffers, look, if any of you need a one-on-one meeting with me to discuss this further, I'm available. And so she wrote that, our relationship started out shitty, and I can quickly run through. He had a set of rules for, like, you can't see another guy, or, you can't have a guy, like an old boyfriend picture on the wall. And so all photos needed to be removed. She couldn't drink alcohol because he was a sober guy.
Now I got you.
Don't speak in public places with me because people could be listening and I'm a celebrity. Don't take photos of us together. And then so he would leave her in the hotel while he had to attend events. I was like, I just can't trust you. So just stay in the fucking hotel. I'll be there later. And then she was expected to be ready for him whenever he got home from work. So basically painting this picture of a woman laying on a bed, spread eagle, completely drawerless. And he would come in, he would just, pump, and then he would go to bed, and that was a nightly routine. I don't know if I believe that. He debates that. He says that's not true. And so, it's too bad that it's got to this point. He's been reinstated on the NBC show, all of his AMC shows. He's actually back on the Nerdist website. Reinstated. So whatever this was that they did, this investigation has cleared him of everything. And so she stands by it. She tweeted out that, everything I said, I made sure it was unembellished, factual, and that I had evidence to back it up in order to protect myself in case of actual litigation. And so, so they said, Hardwick is known for his outbursts. Some of the staffers were like, he's known for his outbursts at AMC, and he can be mean sometimes. And I'm like, thinking, dude, how long have you worked in entertainment? Like, this is so par for the course. When you've got a host, he's the face of whatever you're doing. Okay, so he's the face, and there's at a bare minimum 20 people working underneath him, right? And now if those 20 people fuck up and their job doesn't go as planned, he's the one that takes the shit. And so those guys are commonly I've worked for a ton of these guys where you make them look bad, they're gonna bring hellfire down on you.
Like a Bill O'Reilly type situation.
Totally.
I can't read it. There's no words on it. Fucking thing sucks.
Do it live. We'll do it live.
Okay. No, we'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
I'll write it.
See, that's the guy. He's the face of this thing, and he's pissed off.
I'm sorry. I can understand this. But when a guy at that level, like he's making a lot of money. He's making decisions. Like he's running the shit. It's his show. It's got his name on it. He's the face of it. That's just part of the deal. And,
absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, he's going to take the heat when shit doesn't work right. And so he's going to fucking come down hard on them. That's just part of the deal. I don't know what to tell you, sweetheart.
It just sounds too exaggerated to the common person out there.
Sure does. Anyway, did you see the Steelers fan?
No.
So, you know, we're in preseason tackle ball right now. And, you know, so you still got camps going and all that kind of stuff. Guy dressed in full gear and walked onto the practice field. Started stretching with the team. Dude, how tits is that? He was finally busted. One of the players was like, number 43 is Troy Polamalu's number, and nobody's had that number since 2015 when he retired. So they escorted him out of there. But, dude, what a balls move.
That is balls.
You know,
helmet and everything.
Yeah, he's got helmet, shoulder pads.
He's got the towel tucked in. And
Hell yeah.
Kind of looks the part. Looks like a player.
Yeah.
It's big
you got
dude.
video there, E, you can play it.
Can we get your lawn lady to stop?
Yeah, I know.
Stop using her weed whip.
Yeah, it stinks. So before being escorted out, he participated in some stretching drills, and he was seen talking to Antonio Brown, superstar receiver, probably working out some X's and O's, some routes. You know, why not? All right.
My boy say he embarrassing himself and all. He wanna check me. Let him check me real quick.
He's just some guy. That's hilarious.
He wanted to check Antonio Brown at the line. He was going to play DB and check him at the line. I appreciate the balls.
Is he even wearing an appropriate jersey, though? He's got this, the yellow.
Yellow pants would pass, but they're wearing white jerseys on the field, and he's got a cut-off, like, practice yellow jersey, which wasn't.
But a lot of times they'll be, the team members will be in different colored jerseys depending on what position group they're in and all that. So, but he was just way off with the yellow.
Yeah, but teammates were like, dude,
you think you got a goddamn legit helmet, you've got the pants, everything. You'd think the jersey would be the easiest thing to get.
Yeah, that's true. And as people who have been to these practices, dude, these are just little ropes that keep you away from the field. Like, you could see, like, when they come out of their, wherever they are, whatever building they're in, and then they walk their way out to the field.
Blend in pretty easy.
Dude, if you honestly had the right jersey and helmet on and you just kind of ducked under the thing and ran out with the team, it would be a long time before they figured it out. Honestly, I'm surprised this doesn't happen more often.
I know.
Seriously. You could. So he sort of got close, but not quite as close. You know what, Jay? We've wanted to get to some email.
We do have some email
for a while.
Quite
and I know
a
it's
lot.
a little earlier than we typically do it, but I know it's piling up.
It is.
So why don't we run through some of it?
Sure. Hey, if you want to write in the show, send us your thoughts to email@detroitcast.com. Matt writes in, "What's up, fags?"
Oh, boy.
Love that.
Trouble for that.
You dumb fuckers. You have done the Everett Compton donkey fucking story before. That's where we get the lovely call where Jay drops the bomb. So I heard he fucked your ass on the call with the donkey's owners. I listen to that episode all the time and use that episode to show people, you guys. Jay, you're semi-smart for noticing it, but Mike and Biggie, shame. Such shame!
Dude, I lean on Biggie for this. Biggie is kind of savant in a retarded way where he remembers, like, nope, we did not do that story. We did not do, like,
I know
he
there's
knows.
a lot of people who bang livestock out there. That's a thing now. But, dude, it was the picture. I'm looking at this guy.
That's what you recognize?
It was the pitcher.
Yeah, I didn't recognize
I
him at all.
recognize that guy. I think that's the same guy.
Yeah.
And then when we were like, oh, he was caught before and all that, I'm like, okay, this is a repeat offender. Maybe we did talk about a different incident before, but in hindsight, it was the same fucking story from a year ago.
I swear, dude, I
We got the
always
year
look at
wrong.
the dates. I always look at the dates. I swear to God, it said 2018 and the right month. And I was like, fuck, maybe we didn't, because I'm always skeptical of those.
It was to the day a year before.
A year before.
That's the thing. And it probably got farmed around Facebook and rehashed because it was like a year thing. And
It definitely did, because it popped up in our fan pages. That's how someone sent it to me, and it was like, oh, okay.
Matt says, I'm glad you did the story, though. It brought back, makes me laugh every time. Brought back good memories. Bye, B-U-I, fags. Bye, fags!
Wait, B-U-I?
B-U-I, you know? Yeah. Boy.
Boy.
Yeah. Like Big Boy from the Outcast, B-O-I.
Boy.
Jim writes in concerning Dunkirk. Wow, is this another popular topic? Another fuck up by
I
us?
know, it's World War I.
Yeah. We received a lot of email on this. Fit,
World War
fat,
II,
and
I was
fuck
kidding.
stick. I was listening to
Fat, so
poem
cute.
number 1107, and Mike starts discussing the movie Dunkirk. No, he didn't. Brandon did. In Mike's defense, Brandon brought it up.
Did
and
he?
you just kind of added flavor to it.
Okay.
You're like, oh, yeah, no, I saw that.
Yeah.
Brandon brought it up. He mentioned it. You elaborated.
Okay.
You did point out that it was a World War I movie.
Yeah.
And I, to these people's point, there was enough discussion where even I said, like, oh, World War I, so, like, were they biplanes and stuff? Like the Sopwith Camel and stuff like that? And you were like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no, they weren't.
Look, it was late. I was laying on my couch bed watching TV. I expected to remember all those details.
Jim says, I'm glad I was parked because if I wasn't, I'm sure I would have hit someone.
Oh, jeez.
As it was, I let up.
Dude, in their
Based
defense,
on what?
it is infuriating when you listen to a talk show and they're just wrong as
The whole
fuck on
room's like,
something.
yeah, World War I, absolutely,
And
yeah.
You're like, no, you fucking moron. Somebody in the room correct him. He sounds like an idiot. I get it. I'm sorry.
As it was, I let out a very loud, what the fuck? When Mike said it's a World War I era and these guys are stuck on this island, I can't even believe everything that is wrong with that sentence. First, it's World War II, not World War I. Second, Dunkirk is not an island. It is a port city on the coast of France where the British army was trapped against the sea by the Nazi Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, now that he mentions it, that's right.
I'm pretty sure these facts came up in the movie since they are the whole premise of the goddamn film. I can see that if World War II isn't your thing, that you might find the movie boring. But how the hell did Mike fuck up that bad? And how did none of the rest of you catch it? For the love of God, check your facts and maybe pay more attention when you actually watch the movie. I don't expect Mike to be able to recall the whole movie word for word, but shouldn't he be able to get the basic facts right?
He's right. That literally was the whole plot of the movie. I mean, that like the entire plot was the Blitzkrieg
I think it's
and then
fair.
being on
It's
the
fair to
coast of
say we
France.
ought to be able to identify the conflict, right? World War I verse
would
2
agree.
verse 3, right, Isis?
Sure. Yeah.
I would
I've
agree.
never seen the movie, to be honest with you. So seen it. God damn it.
Rob writes in
You actually
concerning-
said that properly.
Did I?
That you'd seen it.
Okay.
That you hadn't seen it.
I think when I said it, never.
I hadn't saw it.
Rob writes in concerning Dunkirk. Just one more. Just
It's
wondering,
not necessary.
where
You've
was the
admitted
resident?
fault.
Where was the resident history buff? This is a good point. When Mike mentioned the Battle of Dunkirk was in World War I.
I don't care about the world wars that much. I only care about the American Revolution
Dude,
and the Civil
you
War.
can't claim history buff status and not care about the
Well,
world
I
wars.
think that really what I've always
Because hold on, haven't you always defined history buff? When pressed, you always say, "Look, I never said I was like a history expert. I just love history."
Yeah.
So if that's the case, dude,
Well, yeah,
Rob is right.
No, I don't. I've said many times that I don't care about World War II or One. Really,
So what are you a buff of?
I like everything that's Civil War and behind that. That's what I like.
But then you skipped forward to Vietnam. You're into Vietnam right now,
Yeah,
right?
you know, I
The
am watching
Burns deal?
Vietnam. I might, because of
I've
this.
been meaning to do this, Isis. I'm
Great.
glad- yeah,
It's
I'm
a
glad
great-
you're into
Is he
this.
a buff of Nam though?
Well, he's getting there, I
Are
think.
you-
I know
a
more
buff
than I
of
knew
Nam?
about a week ago. If I said to my parents, if you'd asked me a week ago what Vietnam was, I would have said something with communism and like maybe one of the first wars that we lost.
morning, Vietnam.
You knew it was a country, right?
Yeah, but I mean, what the war, what the conflict was,
Yeah. What was
anything
it all
about
about?
it, I would have said communism, I think, and I would have said that,
You know what I would have said? In
What?
Vietnam, he was 19. No, 19.
Good.
I don't know what that is.
Katie? Katie writes in. Oh,
It's actually Caddy.
it's Katy. Katie.
It's Caddy.
Brent Wassick recommendation. Now listen to this, gentlemen. Hey guys, just wanted to say thanks for recommending Brent Wassick from Wassick Insurance. Brent not only evaluated my current policies to make sure I was properly insured, but he saved me a bundle of money. I highly recommend Brent to everyone. Everyone needs to quit slacking and call Brent today. Doesn't that sound like it was professionally written?
By Brent Wasik?
Oh, yeah, bwasik@gmail.com. Oh, yeah.
A.K.A. Caddy.
How come I've never heard this caddy
Brent's
before?
great, man.
No.
Everybody reports good things with the Brent situation.
Look, listen, this room alone has, you and I, Jay, have been, we've saved a lot of money.
Oh, shitloads.
Brent.
In
I mean,
fact,
seriously.
I mentioned the other day how he called me up and he was like, dude, policy's coming up. I think we can save you more money this year. Brent,
And
tell
you were
me
like,
more.
Dude, that's awesome because I like saving money.
Tell me more, Brentington.
Yeah.
Hey, call him today, 734-455-1900. Free, no obligation quote. Why not?
Sure.
The Beeve writes in, good afternoon. Is that his real name, you think, the Beeve?
Probably.
First name The, last name Beeve?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah.
Jerry Mathers. Good afternoon, podcast heroes and Big E. I was listening to poem number 1105 today, and two things caught my ear. First, regarding North Korea sending us back soldiers' remains plus one set of dog tags. You remember that story.
Family got those dog tags, by the way.
Really?
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
My sister is a West Point graduate, and she might have been messing with me, but she told me years ago that the purpose of dog tags, each soldier carries two identical tags, is in case that someone is killed, one tag is carried back to base. If the body is not recoverable, you place the second tag perpendicular to the teeth and then kick the jaw in order to drive the dog tag into the skull, ensuring that the body can be identified later. I've heard that too.
Really?
Yeah. I think that this has gone by the wayside now since most times the bodies are not left behind. This might be an old wives' tale, but I believed her.
What if he's just unconscious? And now you just kicked a fucking dog tag into his face.
Now he's dead.
I don't know if I don't know if that's the right way to do it.
My second comment is in regard to the story of two sets of identical twins marrying each other. You'll recall that. Local kids, I think.
Absolutely. Beautiful story.
I used to work with a guy that did this, and the most interesting thing is that their kids are genetically siblings as they have the same genetics. It's true, too. And he links to an article. I read the article. It's absolutely true. They have the same genes. So the two sets of kids are genetically siblings because they're identical twins. They're not from different yolk.
So what does that mean? Is that like incestuous then? Does that make it like it?
What do you mean?
No,
if they produce kids, the two couples,
okay,
then
those
kids are genetically
siblings,
not cousins.
Oh, okay.
It's not incestuous. It's not incestuous.
Feels incestuous.
Might sound crazy to some people, maybe even taboo to others, but a pair of identical twins marrying identical twins is called quaternary marriage. Quaternary.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite naries.
I disagree with others that say the show has been good of late, says the Beeve. I think that it's been awesome of late.
Wow.
Of late. Keep up the good work, gentlemen.
Get your goat,
He's
dude.
got my goat. The
Don't let
Beeve's
him
got
get
my
your
goat. Tom writes in, super fag, homo fag, and faggoty fag.
I'll take super fag. You want faggoty fag?
Sure.
It's oorah, not who whatever Mike was saying. Get it fucking straight, you slimy fucking maggots.
Dude, I wasn't in the Marines. I said Semper Fi.
Kiss, kiss, hug, hug, Tom.
Hoorah! Hoorah!
Stealing valor.
It's not stolen valor.
Derek writes in.
I'm not donning a uniform and going to the mall trying to pick up chicks.
I don't know.
That's
I think
stolen
using
valor.
the oorah and
Oorah!
claiming Semper Fi every time you hear the word Marine
Semper Fi.
It's almost like you're wanting to be part of the group, which you're not a member of.
I do want to be part of the group, but I don't. Dude, if I don the uniform, go to the mall, and try to use it to pick up chicks, then fine. Valor stolen.
Don't you dare steal valor.
I wouldn't do that, but hoorah!
I don't know.
Semper Fi,
What do you think, E? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it.
I agree with. I think Mike's right. I just think.
Of course, I'm right.
Well, no, I just think he's just trying to show them respect.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think.
But isn't it their thing? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like,
it's what they're the
I think it would be.
ones who
I
can
think it
use
would be stolen
oorah.
valor if he was getting it. What is he getting out
If he's
of it?
pulling puss on it.
Yeah,
like
I think that's the biggest thing.
Dude, if I'm
Pulling
crushing puss on the
or
weekend
money for some reason
because of that,
Yeah.
I don't think you can steal valor unless it's for
I
puss
don't
or
know.
money.
I need a Marine to write in and just say, like, is Mike's mentioning of Semper Fi all the time and oorah, is that at all, like, kind of going over the line? Or is that okay? I don't know. I don't know the answer.
my brothers in the Marines are going to be fine with
black
this.
Friend.
Are going to be fine with this.
He's claiming he's got brothers, and he's calling them his brothers and everything.
Because I thought that was when that started off. I thought you meant
you're in
your
with
brother.
them, you're family. Once you're in with those guys, we're family. So now,
Bam.
if I go and crush some puss on the weekends, and it's because of the brotherhood.
Yeah.
I don't blame them for taking issue. They can claim stolen valor, but me going hoorah, simplify.
I don't know, man. Derek writes in concerning hand washing. Jay, I wash my hands before I use the John every time. The black gentleman that you were referring to is completely correct. Of course, this is the guy that you met at after party or something a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he didn't want to touch his dick and make it filthy because he was touching doorknobs and shit.
Yeah, so he came in the bathroom and immediately washed his hands,
dick.
and then went and took a piss.
Yeah.
And then he washed his hands again? He did, right?
He did. He was called
But
out
why?
by
Because his pristine panoose is not dirty at all.
He was called out by a fellow urinal mate who went, wait a minute, did I just see you wash your hands and now you're here? And he was like, touching my dick with filthy hands and shit. Come on, man. Touching knobs, and handles, and silverware, and bitches. My dick does not need that kind of contact, so I wash my shit before I touch my shit.
I had never heard of that.
Yeah. Do you do it now?
I've not yet, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. It makes some sense.
Touching your dick all these years with filthy ass hands.
Derek says, way too many points of contact not to wash up the hands before you touch your Johnson. I've been using this technique for quite a while, and the first place that I discovered it was at my old Art Van warehouse job. God rest his soul, Art Van. Yeah,
sure. Arthur Van something.
I noticed all the dudes washing their hands before they took a leak at Art Van, so a few months in, I made a few acquaintances and finally said, why do you guys wash your hands before you use the bathroom? They all asked me the same thing. Why? Or they asked him, have you seen your hands before you wash them? And never really looked. So I did one day, and they were completely filthy. They must have been working in the warehouse. Did he say that? Yeah, warehouse. Yeah. Ever since that day, I've been a wash my hands guy before I use the bathroom. If you feel like you have to wash after just to avoid touching your dick while you're urinating, it's always a good move. Yours always, Derek.
What if you just unzip and flop it out and just hands on hips?
Dude, the hands on hip guy is so absurd.
But it saves you having to
Have
wash.
we discussed that enough? Like, I know we've mentioned
No.
it, but have we seen that conversation through? That is so ridiculous.
What
There's
is it,
anybody out there, the hands on hip guy. What are you doing, man?
It's saying my dick is big enough to take care of itself is what you're doing. That you don't even have to guide it. You don't have to
dude,
grab
if it's
it.
that big, it's just flopping down, pointed right at the floor, right?
Yeah.
I contend those are the guys with the little pin dicks that are just pointed straight out like a little doll or something.
Yeah.
I think you got to hold it and point it if it's that big.
You ever see the guy?
Or he's got a hard on.
You ever see the guy that jumps back and is like, Jordan for 3?
No.
And then I swear to God, I saw that at a concert. I was at a concert. The guy he's sitting there at the fucking urinal, and there is a line, one of those concert lines out the bathroom door, and he was just like, Jordan for 3, and jumps back about 3 feet and starts whizzing in a giant fucking.
Is he pissing in the sink at that point, or a urinal? Yeah.
He's hitting a urinal, but from 3-point land. It was impressive.
Gotta love the sink pissers, right? You know you're at a good venue then.
Yeah. You gotta be a big dick guy to pull that off, though, right? Because you're drawing eyeballs to what you're doing.
Going for 3, yeah.
Well, going for 3 or sink guy. You think sink guy could be?
Honestly, the most I've seen.
Can't be a small dick guy and go for sink.
The place I've seen people end up going to the sink the most has been Pine or DTE.
Really?
Yes. Because it just seems like I know there's bathrooms in the back, but
Yeah.
really there's only 2 up front.
I think you're right.
And that's where everybody goes. You'll be on that, you walk down those stairs and there's a line.
Yeah.
That is the place I have most often seen people just be like, fuck
That line
this.
moves, though. I will say that. I don't know what it is about what's in the
because of
water
the
at
sink.
Pine Knob, but that line does move when you go down those stairs to those bathrooms.
What do newer venues have against the trough? The trough solves everything.
Splashback, man. It's
It
about
solves
the splashback.
everything, man.
I do not get
Plus,
it. I
do you
don't
want
know why
if you're a
it's
kid, do you want your face at dick level getting splashed? Like, dude, I don't know. There's just something old school, like 1890s to 1940s about it.
But it's just
Spartan
so
Stadium,
many
baby.
people. It's so
Still?
efficient.
Yeah, it is efficient as hell.
The pucks
Just saddle
in
up
there,
there.
or ice.
It's great.
Ugh.
It's great. So did we solve the hands on the hip guy?
He's an asshole.
I mean, he's
it-
got a little panoose. I think you're wrong. If you've got a big dick, it's just pointed down unless it's hard. It's pointed forward. I get it. And then everybody's going, holy shit, the guy's got a boner.
You don't make
I
a
think
statement.
he's got a little pin dick that's just...
You don't make a statement if you've got a pin dick, and this guy's clearly making a statement. He wants to be noticed.
I don't know. I just think the physics of it, I don't think you got a big dick if you got hands on hip. I think you have to hold it.
See, he's akin to the Ferrari driver to me. He wants you to notice him. You know?
Dave writes in, little man, legal man, and large shorts man. Trump said you need ID at the grocery store. Remember this story?
I sure do. I carted for grapes the other day.
Dave says, that is true damn near every time I go to the store and use my credit card.
Wow, well, you must have a checkered past.
I'm from Brighton, and I think the only place that doesn't do this is Costco, says Dave. They don't give a fuck. Or if I go through the U-scan. I know this because it's such a pain in the ass to get my license, and I remind them that my fucking picture's on the back of my card. Do you really need my license too? Dave, I find this incredible. I am never asked for ID when I use a credit card.
I was just going to say, I
can recall
can't
maybe
tell you
1 to 3 times in my life that I've used a credit card, and someone said, "Yeah, can I?" Usually a younger clerk who was probably just went through training.
And if you're buying alcohol,
of course.
You can run into that then.
No, but
for groceries, never.
Dave, are you apologizing for Trump here? That's what I wonder.
Honestly, I can't tell you in the last 5 years if that's happened once. I don't think that's happened once to me that I've been carded for. You're like, oh, credit card, can I see your ID?
That is nuts to me.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen.
Mike P. writes in, I frequent a trail by my house both on foot and as a cyclist. As a cyclist, I would estimate that I scare
pronouncing that wrong.
Oh, yeah, it's ho-mo. As a cyclist, I would estimate that I scare the ever-living dog shit out of 60 to 70% of the pedestrians I pass if I don't warn them. Our trail is paved, so bicycles don't make any noise. I try to say something 30-ish feet before I get to pedestrians. Saying hi seems to imply a willingness to continue conversing. Saying, on your left, just means stay out of my way as I pass you. Most people don't pay attention. Runners are even worse than walkers. My ruling, Jay, on your grievance is pussy! The show has been quite good as of late. Oh, Mike.
Don't let him have it go.
Dude, the walker-runner, to me, it's the walker-runner problem. If the walker-runner is going to veer in front of the cyclist or homo, whatever you want to call him,
right,
it's their fault. They deserve to die.
Yeah, take them out.
Clip them. You know, I've been thinking about this a lot as I've been
Aren't
running.
you thinking about it, though, when you're on the trail? Like, there's probably bicyclists,
dude.
homos that are going to come up to my
Look,
left. Like,
listen, maybe it's those of us who have been brought up through the Michigan State sidewalk walk. If anybody out there has walked to class at Michigan State, you know what I'm talking
Red
about.
River
You better
area.
hug the right side, because if you veer into the middle or the left, you're getting fucking pounded by a bike.
And they're not fucking around.
And that's
or
your problem.
rollerblades back in the day.
And that's your problem.
Remember the rollerblade scene that you had to deal with?
Yes.
Oh, it's incredible. But you know you're expecting them, though.
Dude, you're in like the slow lane, right? And if you're in the slow lane, you expect that the fast lane is moving faster, and that it's up to you to look over your shoulder,
dude,
before you move.
You know when you go to the airport and they've got those floor escalators that are flat, and on the right side you can just stand like a lazy person with your bag.
I think it even says stand and walk.
Exactly. Now, that's like saying, like, if I'm standing on the right and someone's walking, they need to go on your left.
I know.
And they go, but no, I'm expecting that some dude's going to go by on the left.
And I would expect if we were in Great Britain, it would be opposite.
On your right.
Right?
How would they? On your right.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, coming by on your right.
I've noticed too, dude.
Cheerio.
After thinking about this grievance and running since then, it really is a certain kind of cyclist. It's the 40 to 70-year-old cyclist who's going, I don't know, about 2 to 7 miles an hour.
Oh boy! You see what you're doing? You're poking the bear right now.
And they're
know
like,
that, right?
Bring, excuse me, as they cycle by, and I've herniated myself because it jumped out of rhythm and it jumped out of my skin. It's never the badasses. The badass cyclists are just fucking going by. That's what they do.
So
it's
these 40 to 70-year-olds are talking. They're fully clothed, though, right? Helmeted, the whole.
Of course.
Yeah.
Spot for water bottles to be tucked in the back of their shirt.
I like that idea, dude. I'm gonna get one of those shirts just to have the water bottles with me. That's kind of kick-ass.
It's so bad.
I will say.
Mike, we'll save the rest for tomorrow.
Very good. Very good. It's gonna be a short week, gentlemen.
Yeah, you're headed off to New York, huh?
New York City, yeah. Leaving Wednesday.
That'll be fun, man.
Yeah, should be. Should be.
Cumia
yeah,
show.
Anthony Cumia show. Fuck, I've been a fan for so long. So yeah, him and Dave Landau. So that'll be exciting. So Thursday. But never fear, we'll be back tomorrow.
We will.
You can join us then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.